This is Mato Grosso in central Brazil. In Portuguese, Mato Grosso means thick forest. But in the past decade, the forests here have been rapidly cleared for ranching and agriculture. There is fertile soil underneath the trees in Mato Grosso. And today, this area is Brazil's leading producer of soy, corn, and cattle. I'm Libby Rosenthal for the New York Times. Recently, I flew over Mato Grosso with John Carter, a rancher originally from Texas. 15 years ago, he moved with his Brazilian wife here deep into the forest, with no phones or electricity. And from that vantage point, he's watched the Amazon forest disappear around him. More than 700 square miles were cleared in 2007 alone.
When I first moved here, it was a lot more humid. Of course, there are a lot more, specifically on our ranch, a lot more bird life, parrots flying over in the mornings and the evenings. The forest was not flammable at that time. Deforestation fires usually burned out when they hit the forest because it was too humid. And today, those same forests that are still standing they've become flammable and they've dried out, and now they're combustible and they're burning now.
The lure of profits from food production drives the deforestation in this area. Much of the soy grown in Mato Grosso is for export, bought by multinational companies to feed cattle as far away as Europe. But protecting virgin forest and letting degraded forests regrow also has great value in the fight against climate change. 20% of global emissions can be traced to deforestation by some accounts. Those emissions come from the fires and the machinery used to clear the land. Also, when forests are felled, we lose the carbon dioxide absorbing capacity of their trees.
The forests that have withstood the pressures, the economic pressures. Most all of it's degraded in some way. It's been logged or burned, and you can see that as a pilot, flying in the burning season, sub-story fires, smoke billowing out of the canopy, and it's a striking point of view when you're above looking down.
Cleared land is worth almost $1,300 an acre, 5 times as much as virgin forest. These days, Mr. Carter is trying to broker deals between farmers and ranchers on the one side and banks and environmental groups on the other in order to help preserve the Amazon's forests. Farmers who join his group, Aliança de Terra, agree to have their land surveyed for environmental good practice, and especially for forest preservation.
You have to work with the fact that landowners, for the most part, are land stewards. They want to take care of the land. If they degrade it, in the long term, they don't have the sustainability they need to stay in business.
Mr. Carter wants to create a label for food produced on farms that respect their forests. He's already met with a number of companies, including McDonald's, in the hopes that they will agree to only buy ingredients from approved farms or ranches.
We're going to show the problem and quantify it scientifically, and then look for some way to benefit us economically so that we can revert and pull the pendulum back in the other direction. And so we're working with landowners. Today we have over 5 million acres in our system.
Brazil has already set up what it calls the Amazon Fund with $100 million from Norway. That country has pledged another $1 billion as deforestation is curbed. The United Nations plan to curtail deforestation is called REDD, or Reducing Emissions from Deforestation and Degradation. It will also pay landowners to conserve forests. And farmers and ranchers here in Mato Grosso seem to be coming around. They're sensing that there may be, for the first time, money in keeping their forests standing, rather than cutting them down.